So all I seen was somebody in a crash helmet and a scarf under the crash helmet, which was quite daunting at the time because, as I say, the house had been attacked. We didn't know what was going on, and I had this looked at this post, and it said it's coming to MC very soon, like a M letter M. So I was thinking, does that mean me? So Maria had put underneath, who is MC? And he put, sorry, MSC, it's coming to very soon, right? So Maria put, why, what's she done? And she also said, when I tried to say, look, who are you? And he blocked me. So she said, why have you got a blocked? I'm not getting involved in this if you're part of MSC's problem, what's going on? So he replied to Maria, the problem he had with me, now I didn't remember this bit until I've seen the screenshots, because he said that many different stories. His reply was, she's part of Rafe's crew. So somebody's put, coming to Emma soon, you're hard, aren't you? So Emma's part of Rafe's crew and you're saying it's coming to her soon. Come on, Charlie Big Potatoes, what's coming? So I was just horrified because, as I said, he had me blocked. I didn't tell Brian at the time, he had enough stress going on. But I was obviously panicking and trying to find out what was going on. So the next thing, he put another one up saying, eyes don't lie. It's got that live Carol that we did at New Year Unplanned, right? Eyes don't lie. And M's godly people with the mouth of Satan. And he's tagged at Decca, Hickey and Darren G. So it says, Emma Cockerill, Brian Cockerill, both doing drugs on live exposure. Very funny. And that was from some other channel. Then he put another post up with a poll saying, is at Brian Cockerill, Mrs. a Christian druggie? You've got three answers. One's yes, one's blatantly obvious, and no, she's a devout Christian. So it seemed to be all about my beliefs in Jesus. And as I said, I didn't know where it come from. So the person who he shared the video from, at the time, there was a few video channels that came out, and there were 12 channels who were trolling us. Dark Horse, Pete, Video Grapist, New Breed of Grass City, and lots of others that were doing the same thing. So that video channel where he shared it from said, who, Miss Piggy? And he's replied, she's a follower of Jesus with the mouth of Satan, right? So somebody's put, Maria's connected to the Cockerills, and he's put, so I've been told by a good source. She openly says she's friends with MSC, no need for a source. Not good, but all these names that are on here are the same old trolls that are on the trolling channels that are about now. He's then carried on, Maria's obviously had a chat about some kind of place where he was staying, this, that and the other. So he started going quite public and started doing quite a few lives, and on one of those lives, somebody I know had looked at the DBS that he was showing and had seen an address on it. And I think it was more for me to say, like, well, if anything happens to your house or anything happens to you, because as I say, he was threatening to come for me and I was getting it next. He didn't say Brian's getting it next, it was me, a girl. So I have every right then, if a man is threatening me or coming to the house to do anything to me, I think I'm well within my rights to have that on hand in case I need to contact the police, because obviously I'm a woman, I'm not a gangster, and he's threatening to come to my home. So I then sent him a message, which is on a screen recording. It's going to be on Cumbrian Truth's channel, and on the screen recording it says, right, 1 minute, 2 minutes, we weren't really prepared for this, but I'll tell you the reason why in a minute. So I said to him, right, I'm going to swear, but because what else we found out as well, he was there was a lot of posts about him scamming people as well, due to a pyramid scheme. I'll explain about that in a sec. So I put, I've looked you up, I think you're a blagger and a scammer, I found you in seconds, you fuck up, meaning he's a fuck up, and he showed your address, right? So he put, you never found me, I revealed myself. So then he said, hi Emma. I said to him, hi Ben, I don't know what is going on. The first I've heard about you was when you said you were coming for me on a YouTube comment. I have no idea who you are or why you would say that. Can you please explain what is going on? And I also said to him, I plan on exposing you for what you are scamming with your partner, pretending to be life coach, and it's really a pyramid scheme, and there's a lot of women being scammed from what I can see when I've done some research. So I said, why would you say I'm getting what's coming to me? Why are you saying I threatened to smash property up? why are you lying? I have been through hell with the damage to my house and wouldn't wish it on anybody. And then he's put hi Emma again. So that's me on the 29th of May, right, when I first ever contacted him, saying, why are you doing it, and asking him why he's threatening me and stuff. At no point, and you'll see for yourself, do I say I am going to go and smash his property up, because he states that he's got proof of me saying this. At no point have I ever said this. So, to cut a long one short, I did look into him, and he was part of the pyramid scheme. As you know, pyramid schemes are illegal in the UK. They tend to focus on, especially when it was a pyramid scheme of doing what he's doing with weight loss and different things like that. And it's, I won't say the full name, it's called something Life. You get like a lot of mums who were wanting to lose weight. They promised the goods. They said if they get like 6 people to enrol and this, that and the other, they're going to get a lot of money. Recruits members via a promise of payments or services for enrolling others into the scheme. As we recruit in multiples, recruiting becomes quickly impossible, and most members are unable to profit. Pyramid schemes are unsustainable and often illegal. So that was one little thing I found in it up, and I just get my pictures again because I wanted to get it all right before I come on. So the more I was reading into it and I was seeing like reviews, there was a lot of people saying I haven't had any payment or anything. A pyramid scheme is a scam where a so-called marketing company promises to help you earn big profits in exchange for recruiting new participants in the scheme. It's a fraudulent system of making money based on recruiting an ever-increasing number of investors. So basically, you're getting money for people to put into it all the time with the promise of, oh, you'll get this, that, and the other. I think you've got to make an initial payment to them as well. Yeah, you definitely do. The initial promoters recruit investors who in turn recruit more investors and so on. The scheme is called a pyramid because at each level the number of investors increases. And the only ones that make money are the people that are doing this, which is the person I'm talking about, his partner.
Yes.
So he also said he was a life coach. And when I went onto the Instagram account, there was multiple accounts for him and multiple accounts for his business partner. It was all like photographs of like really lavish places, yachts, like a lavish lifestyle. And it was like, get in touch with me. I've been whatever, the depths of despair, I think is what he says, or rock bottom, and you too can have a life like this. So it's like automatically you're looking at that, and people who are in depths of despair, where I've been there myself, would probably look at that and think, oh, as if you can have a life like this. And really, it's all about the pyramid scheme. There's people being charged for life coaching sessions, which I've put complaints up on Reddit and many more places, saying they didn't receive any emails, and when they tried to call a number, they were blocked. So I just put it down to, he was part of the trolls that came along at that time, and I'd forgotten about it. So the next thing I hear, he's reared his minus a crash helmet head. He's reared his head up on a channel, doing a live about me last week. He's then gone on to other places, saying that I've got the mouth of a monster, and Satan, I was going to smash his house up, and this, that, and the other. So I thought, well, why is he lying like this? Because I've got all the proof. So I went on to Expos the other night. I didn't know what had been going on. I'd seen someone who's got a channel on YouTube in the comments who then started going on about my religious beliefs in Christianity and saying, what would your friend Jesus think about you mocking a survivor of abuse? Right, one thing's for sure, I would never do that, because as I've also sent the proof for, he's got permission to put out on his channel also, I was attacked by 2 men in my own home who tried to rape me. So that's one thing I would never ever do. I'd never mock any type of abuse that was going on to people. So it was starting to get into my head a bit, because I was thinking, well, why is this all of a sudden resurfaced? And then obviously I went into Expos, realised there was an issue with poor PP that had been twisted. This man then asked me to jump on a panel on Expos and said, can you get her onto the panel, meaning me? I went onto the panel. He tried to deny sending me the post first. He tried to say he'd said it because I threatened to smash his house up. Then he admitted that I hadn't said that and he'd done the post, but he's only admitted to one post. There's several, as you will see on Cumbrian Truth's channel. So he is still sat there tonight doing yet another live saying about the female who threatened to smash his house up, this, that, and the other. So do you want to take over a bit, Cumbrian, and Maria? And...
Yeah, Maria's backstage. She's backed out. But this man, I seen this man. What? He tagged me in a video. Never once.
Nice one.
Never once come across this man in my whole entire life. He stated in his live that he was known associate with this side of YouTube's wrong'uns. Won't go into names. You all know probably if you know who I am. And bigged them up, and has always been on their side. Now I've just watched. I know I want to strike on this Venom's live, and I've got a good judge of character when it comes to this YouTube. And when I looked at this man, and I've watched him for a few days now, and everything he comes out with is a lie. He's a good storyteller. You can see everything he mentions goes onto a pyramid scheme. We on this corner of YouTube don't go at women at all, right? And for a man to come out and say what I've seen tonight, it's scandalous because of the stuff Emma's been through with the other YouTube divvies and trying to manipulate Brian Emma, trying to threaten her, trying to troll her. But when she asked him to stop, he carried on.
Yeah.
I've asked him to stop numerous times as well, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't even listened. He must have sent me loads and loads of voice notes. But I'll say one thing, Venom, that you brought up as well. You said he apologised. So, yes, but when he said that apology, he then went on to tell you tonight that I then carried on posting about him. I did not. That's another lie. What could be proved also. The next day, PP... There's a
lot of inconsistencies with all his stories.
Yeah, definitely. But PP put a video up of where his poor dog, when it was in its last few hours of life, had been put up. The pictures were taken out of his, obviously, his Facebook, the picture of the dog. And they said that, well, I want to tell you the truth. The reason why I just apologised yesterday on Expos, but she threatened to smash my house up. She's got the voice of a monster, and the vile and disgusting messages she sent about smashing my house up. Any of you that know me know that I haven't even got that in me to say that to people, right? And also, when I've just showed Company Fit tonight, obviously, there's no denying because I've screen recorded it all. And the post he's put out, he was tagging the likes of Dikiki, like say, we had problems with. I think that it come from that side, this side. He's seen a lot of people who are wrong-uns that he was tagging also. So when he carried on mentioning me the next day, I messaged him again and said, look, I thought this was all finished with, but you've got a post up stating my maiden name on Instagram. You've got it,
which is doxing,
right? Which is doxing, yeah. I said you've got my maiden name up, my normal name. You're saying this, that, and the other. I said, and that was the post that I seen. He tagged you in because you said, "Why have you tagged me in this? Come in."
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the post. So my maiden name is because that's just for my family members, and but he persisted to go on to other clip channels and say things and say I'd threatened to smash his house up. I've got the vilest mouth and this, that, and the other. But then tonight he was saying, but she wouldn't leave me alone. All I said to him was, look, please, I don't understand where all this is coming from. As I said to you in the beginning, I never knew you. I said it to you last night on Expos. I just don't understand what it's all about. I never once swore at him, only in the first sentence, right? Because there was post after post coming up about me, even polls, and saying about drugs and this, that, and the other. And is she a fake Christian or blah, blah, blah. And it was all the usual suspects commenting underneath, as I say, the ones that are on the troll channels now, all the same names. And I was just beside myself, basically, and I said, you fucked up because you've shown a blooming DBS form and it's got your address on. It doesn't mean to say that I've threatened to go and smash him and his house up. So I thought he meant the house in England, right, which he was showing his DBS form. It turns out tonight on Venom, as he said, it was his house in the Philippines or wherever he is. I don't really know. So I don't know what he thinks I was going to do. Indonesia and a plane and go and smash it up places. I don't know. But your lies have now made me need to address this because you have stated you're going on another person's channel, the one who attacked me for having a friend in Jesus, in the prior to Expos live happening in the chat, and accused me of mocking sexual abuse victims, which I would never do. As I say, I've been, I'll just say it as it is because it is me I'm talking about. I've been sexually assaulted by 2 men in my own home while they were referring to me as a 6-year-old girl. Right?
Can
So
I just